Good.
So anyway, back to the topic of the name. It has to
Yes.
be.
Yeah, I don't think Michler's is a good name for it.
I mean, you are right. It does sound like
Sounds like the worst light beer.
that you get at like an off-brand supermarket. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Not like they don't even sell it at Publix.
right? It's like a Walmart. It's like the RC Cola
yes.
of like
of light
beer.
beers.
You know, like Michler's. It's like $2 for like a 6-pack.
There actually is something like that around here. It's called John Boat beer.
John Boat beer.
John Boat beer.
That sounds like a name
It is
for a production company.
the worst beer ever.
Yeah.
And it is about $2 for a 6-pack.
Is it like boat, like the boat, like a boat, BOAT?
Yeah, like JON boat.
That is like.
And there's a boat on it.
Does that mean that someone out there is named John Boat?
I think it's meant to be like beer John drinks on his boat.
On his boat. Oh, okay, that makes sense
Yeah.
actually. All right. Moving on from. So we can't do
Anyway.
Michler's because that sounds like a bad light beer that you buy at like the pharmacy or something.
Neck Road.
Neck Road is good, but
It's just very strange.
it sounds like a horror movie, like
Yes.
Street. You know what I mean? Like
Last house on Neck Road.
Yeah, exactly. Like it sounds like some kids are going on a trip and they like stop at a gas station and like old guys like, whatever you do, don't go down Neck Road. And then they accidentally go down Neck Road, and then
No, they have like a hitchhiker. They find a hitchhiker, and she's like, "Hey, I live right at the end of Neck Road. Can you take me there?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's the actual story of
Yeah.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Except for the Neck Road part. That's
Yeah.
probably not.
It's called a different road.
Okay, well, anyway, I feel like we'll come up with something eventually. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have these episodes in the backlog, and then when we decide on a name, which is probably going to end up being neckroad.com, then we'll put it up there. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of any other better, like, I agree with you that, like, Locations is a good, like, production company name.
Michler's used to be called something else too.
What road do you live off of? What's the name of your street?
Right now, Princeton Square Boulevard East.
Princeton Square. That's a lot.
It
of
sounds
words.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds very British. Princeton Square Boulevard East. My road's called Snowfall. It's kind
That's
of a
an
neat
awesome name.
Isn't it? I don't know. There's no snow here, though. I don't know why it's called.
I guess like the
Snowfall.
closest main road to me is Bay Meadows, which is kind of. It just sounds like a condominium, like a condo complex.
Bay Meadows. It sounds like an old person home.
Yeah,
Bay Meadows.
it pretty much is.
No, I know.
I do live in.
I lived
I
there for a while. I know exactly what you're talking about. The closest main road to me is Lamplight Village.
That's awesome too. That's a Fallout village.
yeah.
Little Lamplight.
Yeah,
That's where all the kids live.
That's why. That's the first thing I thought of when I moved here. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! It's like Fallout."
That was like the worst place in Fallout 2 because the kids were really annoying and you couldn't shoot them.
But it was such a cool idea for a place.
Yeah,
I really like the concept of it. But yeah, I know what you mean.
concept, yes,
But the kids were really annoying. Right.
definitely annoying.
But yeah, Lamplight Village is the name of the street. That's kind of a cool name.
Lamplight is awesome.
Lamplight. I think we might. I don't know. That sounds better than Neck Road.
But it's not as like
No, it's
frightening
not.
and
It's not as frightening as Neck Road. It's definitely something else. I'm gonna write these down. Neck Road is number 1.
Lamplight.
Snowfall. And what was the other one you had?
I didn't really like any of the other ones that I had.
All right. Well, Michler's light beer.
I really don't like Mick.
John Boat.
John Boat. John Boat is a cool name, but it's already taken.
Buy a beer.
Yes.
We'd get sued by a light beer company.
I don't know if they can afford an attorney.
Well, they would send us a letter at least.
Yes.
They'd probably be happy they'd got like some exposure.
They would offer us free beer and we'd like have to pretend to drink it and like spit it out on the side.
You're watching John Boat Productions. Brought to you by John Boat Beer. the delicious drink.
This is really good.
Enjoy.
beer.
Enjoy with your friends. John Boat. And then we'd have to come up with like a tagline, like, not just for boating.
Not just for boating.
For boats. Not just for boats, but for other things as well. You can drink it while driving instead.
People do, I'm sure.
Oh, I know.
It's the kind of beer that someone would do that with.
Yes, actually, yeah, with a name like John Boat.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, well, I think we have some decent ideas for the name.
Yeah, those are all good.
Okay. Well,
I do like the idea of all right, so once we get really big and we get a studio in some, like, really cheap area of town,
sure,
we'll just use the name of that street.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds very, that
achievable
sounds,
and a
that
reasonable
sounds like it's
goal.
gonna happen. Sure. Okay. All right, well, you want to get into it? I think we've talked enough about the...
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's get into this episode.
Okay, so I actually did have some things that I'm maybe doing this week. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do them yet, but they're things that I'm interested in.
Whoa.
I have interests this week.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, tell us.
So tomorrow, Rob Zombie's new movie comes out.
Are you obsessed with Rob Zombie?
I really like Rob Zombie.
What's it called?
It's called 31.
31. Okay.
The plot of the movie is 31 people somehow get together and they play a game called 31, and if you survive 12 hours, you're the winner.
Shouldn't you have to survive for 31 hours?
I don't... he's getting old, so maybe...
So maybe he's just out of touch with
Yes,
that.
Grandpa Zombie cut him a break.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, so I really like his movies. His music's really good, too. I've been a fan of his for a pretty long time, and I'm going to go see it, but no one I know wants to see it because...
I've never even heard of it, and I'm pretty tuned into movies, too.
Yeah, it was... I think it's crowdfunded. He,
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah. Sounds better and better, doesn't
so
it?
good. Yeah, you just keep selling me on this, and you keep going.
So, his movies, for me, have kind of been downhill ever since Halloween. Like, I think it went House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, El Super Beasto was in there somewhere, and then he remade Halloween, and I thought the Halloween remake was pretty good.
Yeah.
But then he made two sequels to it, and they were not very good. And then I think he made Lords of Salem, which...
Is that a witch movie?
It was not a good movie.
You don't even want to tell me what kind of movie it is. It's just,
you don't need to know. It's not
Fair
important.
enough,
It wasn't a good movie.
You're allowed to just say it's...
But he has a new movie coming out, and it's being lauded as the most twisted of all his movies.
I feel like every movie is lauded that way.
Yeah.
But all right, good luck with that.
I'm going to go see it.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did a car just go off in your area?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just
Yeah.
wondering. That was weird. All right. Anyway, I think we should probably introduce this episode now. We've dawdled for 8 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Welcome to episode 1. Or no, episode 4. What is it? The 4th? I think we're on the 4th episode.
Sure.
Don't sure. We're really on the 4th
yes,
episode.
okay, yes.
This is the 4th episode of Doing It Lime. I'm TIMEBAT.
My name is Bat Snacks.
And this is, like I said, episode 4. And you're going to see a bad Rob Zombie movie tomorrow. That's fantastic.
Yeah. It might be good.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
You should bring a 6-pack of
John Boat beer. No, I'm not going to do that.
Because it'll be better. Bad movies are better with beer.
With John Boat beer.
That-
See,
that's
we're
the
already
tagline
working
right
in the
there.
merchandising.
Tagline right there. Bad movies are better with John Boat beer. And you know what I like about John Boat beer is you have to say beer at the end of it because it kind of lends this authenticity to it all. It's like it's not just John Boat. It's like John Boat beer.
John Boat beer. It's the only beer you do that with.
I know.
You don't
like
have to
Sam
say
Adams.
Budweiser
You don't
beer.
say Sam Adams beer. But
Yeah.
with John Boat, yeah, you say
The double B, there's an
John
alliteration there.
Boat
It's a
beer,
strong
yeah, it is.
buh sound.
Yeah, I feel like we can really sell this thing. I've never had it before, but I feel like with marketing alone, we could get this thing to be pretty big.
We are going to send them an email after this episode with this episode offering
Included in the email.
Yes.
In a zip file, not online. We're gonna like just send the entire episode over, and they'll probably not understand how to like open it, but that's okay. And then we'll get their sponsorship.
Maybe we shouldn't, though. I mean, then we would actually have to drink that stuff, and it's not good.
Well, I haven't had it yet, so we will see. No, it's probably only available in like Florida or something like that.
Yeah, and it's not available anywhere but like pharmacies.
I'm gonna look it up right now. John Boat. Okay,
John
it's
Boat.
real. Intuition Ale Works.
Oh, that is a Jacksonville brewery. Wow, I didn't know.
There you go.
Intuition
John
is
Boat.
actually an okay brewery. I don't know why they make such
Well, they
terrible
probably
beer.
make a low end kind of one
I think
because you gotta make a low end.
you gotta have one for everybody.
Yeah, you got. I mean, like Ford makes Pintos, and they make the nicer ones too. Well, they don't make Pintos anymore, but you know what I mean. Like car companies, gotta hit everybody.
Yeah. John Boat is the Honda Civic.
Mm.
Except Civics are really nice,
Mm-hmm.
and John Boat is not.
John Boat is like I don't know. It's like the Chevy Cobalt of beers. All right. So, moving on to you want to do some questions now?
Yeah, we can do some questions.
All right,
Were you doing anything recently
let's
that was
do
interesting? Or
Was I doing? Oh no, I'd never do anything interesting.
okay, yeah, let's go for some questions.
No,
then.
I
I'm
do a couple
excited
things,
about
but
that.
nothing interesting enough for our viewers or our listeners.
Okay,
Let's get into it then.
let's get into
So
it.
I have an interesting one here that I'm looking up, and this might be a quick one, but for people who use incognito mode on your web browser other than porn, what are those reasons? And I do use incognito mode sometimes, and I will say personally, I've used it to like check out someone's like profile without alerting them that I'm looking at it, which is kind of
that's a good
stalkery.
use.
But
No, everybody does that.
and then also if I'm going to go to a site that I know is going to like make me get like targeted ads or whatever, I'll like go
Right.
in incognito so it like doesn't store my cookies and shit.
Okay, so I actually really, really like this question, and I have some really cool stuff you can do with incognito
Oh,
mode
really?
for our viewers. Yeah.
Is that true? All right.
No, it's true. I use incognito mode all the time, and it's not for porn.
Just porn.
Yeah. So here's some stuff you can do with incognito
All
mode.
right, let's go over it.
If you have two different Google Drive accounts, you can sign in to two different accounts using regular mode and incognito mode.
So you don't have to swap back and forth all the time.
Nope. You
Wow.
can just log in incognito
Because
mode.
I have to swap all the time, and it sucks.
Yeah, just open up an incognito window and sign into your other account, and then close it when you're done.
Wow, that's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Because I switch Google accounts like all the time because I have
And
to.
it works with any account, not just Google. Like if you're administering an Exchange server and you need to maybe reset a password, you can reset the password, then log in as that person without logging out as an admin. Yeah.
Wow, that's really
So-
actually really useful.
Use incognito mode to multi-account on the internet. It is a really great thing.
That sounds like super duper useful.
It is.
That I never thought of that.
Also, if you need to use someone else's computer and you need to log in to, say, your email to check and see if you have anything, do it in incognito mode so that you don't have to go through the trouble of signing
out
out.
of theirs and then signing
Yeah.
back into theirs. Wow. So you probably
Yeah.
know all these tricks because you do this for.
Yes.
That's clever.
I have to log in to accounts on strangers' computers all the time,
And incognito mode is useful.
and I do it in incognito.
Wow, I'll have
Also,
to do that.
if you happen to have a career in fixing computers and you don't know how to fix a particular problem and you don't want your client to think you don't know how, you can log in on incognito
So they
mode
don't
in
have the
Google
search history of
the problem.
how do I fix the broken computer?
and then just wink at them and be like, "Yep, I'm really good."
Figured it out all by myself.
Thanks, Microsoft TechNet.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Have you done that before? Don't lie.
Oh yeah.
Anyone's computer you're fixing, they're probably not smart enough to go through the search history and like look to see if you Googled. But I get what you're saying. It's good practice.
You don't want it to show up in their autocomplete though. Like, how do you fix this specific problem they were
Like
having?
when they type in how, it's like, how do you
Yeah.
fix this issue that I specifically hired you to fix?
Yes.
That's pretty good. That's good. Those are good. I never knew incognito mode was like. I mean, I've started using it, like I said, so like the website doesn't track my cookies and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that's a really good use I never even thought of.
Use it to multi-account.
Well,
It'll save you a lot of time.
Because I multi-account a lot. That sounds weird, multi-account. Okay, well, here's another one that's really fun question. Are you ready?
Okay.
Or do you have?
Yeah, I'm
do
ready.
you have one?
I actually don't have it up.
Okay,
So
I
I'll
will.
rely on you.
I will give you this fun question.
Thanks.
Okay, so if legendary fictional monsters ruled the earth, which monster would rule them all? Isn't that tough?
That's tough.
It is.
Because a lot of mythical monsters do not work well
Together.
in groups. Yeah.
No. Yeah. A lot of them kind of like preclude others from existing, almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you're probably not going to find a group of dragons working together. They're solitary.
Yeah.
Or at least in mythology, they're solitary. Dragons aren't real.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That's a tough
I
question.
know. I feel like it might be some like Cthulhu thing or something.
Yeah, like a super beast god that
Yeah.
lives asleep in the ocean.
That's named like Kushakaplathararanth or something.
Quetzalcoatl.
Well, you know, it has to be like a Cthulhu-ish
Yes.
name. So it's like Kushakaplathararanth, and there's like 10 Y's in there.
A lot of vowels and Y's.
Or something. That's
What
who-
about orcs?
orcs? Oh, you mean like a whole, like if they banded together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean,
Me-
they kind of didn't. It didn't work out for them in Lord of the Rings.
In most.
But they weren't. I don't
fiction,
think
yeah.
orcs are organized enough to do that. Like,
Maybe elves?
they need like maybe elves. Orcs like need like a person in charge. You know.
Right. They need someone to be commanding
They
them.
need
You're
a
right.
Saruman. You know.
Yeah.
For
Or like a lich.
For that to exactly. Yeah. Elves, maybe. I don't know. I feel like elves have always been like in fiction. They're always like, "Ah, we're good. We don't need to rule the world. We'll just chill and
Stay in the forest.
chill in the forest or whatever." You know.
Humans then?
Humans. I think
Question mark?
humans. I think humans would kill anything that
Threatened their
threatens
existence.
their existence. So that might be the best answer of all.
We're pretty good at that stuff.
Because like, no lie, we like blow shit up. Like
Yeah.
if Cthulhu, for example, like I know there's more powerful creatures in the Cthulhu mythos than Cthulhu.
Right.
But I don't know that. I mean, I know their names, but I don't know how to pronounce them. So I'm just gonna say Cthulhu. Cthulhu, or one of those crazy ass monsters, came to Earth. We would nuke it. I mean, we would fire nuclear weapons at it.
We would annihilate ourselves in the process
Yeah, I mean,
if
we would
necessary.
kill ourselves probably too, but we would nuke it. And like, sure, in like fiction, they could be like, oh, they're beyond nukes, like they won't get destroyed. Like, well, you don't know the human race. Like, we can fuck shit up more than
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think humans are probably more dangerous than any fictional creature.
I mean, we'll find ways to kill something.
yes.
Like, I think I think a big bad fictional creature could like do a lot of damage, but we'd find a way to kill it.
Yeah, so let's say humans. We're going to win.
Yep. So humans it is. We're not a legendary fictional creature, but you know, it doesn't even matter because we would win.
Yes.
And I like how the question is if legendary fictional monsters ruled the earth, which monster would rule them all? It doesn't specify which fictional monster to rule them all, and then I can
Right.
insinuate that humans are monsters.
Oh.
Whoa, did I just blow your mind?
Oh, man. I need a minute to recover from that.
I know, right? Did I just blow your mind? We are the real monsters.
Oh.
Oh man, that was good.
It's like that museum exhibit where it's like you open this box to see the most dangerous creature in the
It's
world,
like-
and it's a mirror.
Is that a
You've
real
seen that in
exhibit?
the museum, haven't you?
I don't know, maybe. I feel like that's like an episode of The Twilight Zone or something.
I think that was
That's
in a museum
amazing.
I went to.
That's
Anyway,
amazing.
that's what
this
that's
is the
like.
most dangerous creature in the world.
Oh.
It's you. Oh, dun dun dun.
And it's usually like a 6-year-old that's opening that box, and they're just like, I don't get it. Like,
So he's
it's
like the
just
most
in here.
dangerous creature in the world. Maybe he'll turn out to be one, in time. Wow, that was. I liked our answer to that one. I think that was very on point.
I think both of our answers have been pretty good.
that was on point. Okay,
Mhm.
let me see if I can find something a little more less silly. I mean, we turned that silly one into a very serious one.
Yeah, that got serious
that
quick.
got deep. That was like a philosophy kind of thing at the end there. I don't know. That's a tough one to top, I think.
For the next one, we should look at some of other people's responses if there are some.
Oh yeah. Mm. These are bad questions. Not
Say a
finding
bad
any-
one. I
Not,
want to
I'm
know
not
a bad
finding anything
one.
good here.
I want to know a bad one.
They're all bad though. Oh! This is really weird. All right, we're going with this one. Okay.
Okay.
So you suddenly die, and you're reincarnated into the world of the last video game you ever played.
Oh no.
What do you do first? So what video game is it for you?
How about
Be honest. If it was like some visual novel thing, you have
probably StarCraft?
StarCraft. You've played that recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
I play it from time to time.
All right, so you played StarCraft recently. 1 or 2?
Or I mean, if it was the game I play the most, probably Dota 2.
Yeah, it's the last video game you played. So like,
Okay, so
chronologically, whatever you played most recently.
Okay, The Binding of Isaac
Okay,
I
Binding
played
of Isaac.
today.
Well, you're screwed then.
Yeah, I'm so
I mean,
screwed.
StarCraft, you could be like, okay, I can be a Marine or something, or you can be
No.
like one of those like commander dudes or something. But Binding of Isaac, you're screwed.
Yeah, I'm totally screwed.
I think if you worked,
I almost don't even want to go into that game. It's just so
I
dark
think
and
if
bad.
you worked into Binding of Isaac, we're on the same page. You'd become Isaac, right? Right?
Of course, yeah.
Because like, there's not really anything else you can be in that universe,
Yeah, you would be Isaac, and
you would die.
you're on a quest to die.
You would die. Woo!
Woohoo!
And you would vomit a lot. So
Yes,
I mean,
and there'd
that's
be lots of feces and flies, and
just
the first thing I would do
yeah.
would be to look for the item room.
Good call.
Yep.
That's always a good idea.
Look for the item room and hope it's something good.
And it probably won't be.
And it would probably be really bad, and
I don't know Binding of Isaac well, because if I did, I'd make a joke about like a really bad item that you'd probably get right there.
there's an item called number 2. Just use your imagination. It's not a good
I
item.
figured that one out. Is it useful though?
No,
Can you like do stuff with it though?
pretty. I mean, there's
Technically.
tricks with it, but
Okay, so what was the last video game I played? I'm trying to think. Oh, I played the new Deus Ex game.
Oh, is it good?
Mankind Divided. It is good. I like it.
okay.
I beat it. I like it a lot, actually.
You beat it already? Didn't it just come
No,
out?
it came out like a month and a half ago. So it's
Okay.
not like it's been... Yeah. And I play games pretty religiously when I like them a lot. But no, it was really good. I don't know if you're familiar with the series at all.
I've played all of them except for the most recent one.
The most recent one before this one, I'm guessing.
I played the one before this one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
The one that came out in like 2011 or whatever?
yeah.
Oh,
I got it. I got it on Steam.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, you're the same character as you were in that. Did you like that one?
It was fun.
This one is similar to that one. It's more contained, I want to say. Like, you don't globe hop as much.
Right.
Which I kind of liked, because then it's like you're centered around like one city, so it's kind of more cyberpunk-y that way, And then you're in Prague, in the Czech Republic, which is cool. And so, yeah, you be, cyberpunk Batman, basically. That's how I describe those games, basically. I mean,
Lots of cool upgrades and technology.
I mean, you're basically cyberpunk Batman, like, essentially. like you're not rich, but you have access to like all the technology that you want as like a person. So like you can break into anyone's place and solve crimes, and if you get stuck, you can upgrade yourself to be like a weapon of mass destruction. So I mean, it's a fun game. But anyway, so if I was reincarnated into the world of Deus Ex, which is the world of like theoretically like 30 years in the future or whatever, the first thing I would do is get a bunch of augmentations. Because they have all those like sweet arms and stuff you can get. Yeah, I would get a bunch of those because those are awesome. But the problem in the new Deus Ex game is those people are like on the fringes of society and they're like outcasts.
Right.
And they're like, there's a lot of anti-augmentation sentiment.
I would get them anyway.
So, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to live in any city that doesn't like people who are augmented. But I would still get them because, I mean, that's fucking cool, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I think I would get.
It's like
Go ahead.
It's like getting a tattoo if tattoos gave you powers.
Yeah, exactly. Like
which is awesome.
Power tattoos.
I would have so many tattoos if they gave you powers.
Me too.
But they don't, so I don't.
I'd probably
have any.
get augmented like limbs too. Like I'd go the whole 9 yards with it. Like I don't need my shitty arms, I can.
Yeah.
I'll have like super sweet arms and stuff,
I want to have amazing fingers that can play video games really
exactly.
good.
Oh, and I want the retinal one. Like you can like see like in the dark and shit,
Yes.
All those things. Right? The only problem with that is like if you like lose power, you'd like power down your eyes. You wouldn't be able to see anything.
Whoops.
You're like, well, shit. So there could be a drawback there, but
maybe keep one eye.
Oh, that's clever actually. I like that.
Just replace like every other limb and body part.
Oh, okay. I like that idea actually. You probably have to do like go back and forth with like cross it. Like you probably don't want to do like a augmented arm and an augmented like right leg, like both right. You probably want to do like right arm, left leg kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Left eye.
Yeah, exactly. I like that idea. It's weird because in the game, everyone has like a full pair of everything. Like no one has just one arm. They got both arms, or like they got both eyes, or they got both legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is weird. I mean, I agree. I would probably do one eye so they have one eye to see and the other eye to be like Batman or whatever,
Maybe it's difficult to sync the natural eye with the fake eye or something.
Yeah, that probably would be an issue.
Cause some problems.
Yeah, your brain would like go crazy or something.
It would give you bad anxiety or something.
Yeah, like I could see you having like a nervous breakdown or something.
Or like you'd be motion sick all the time.
Yeah, like every day you'd open your you turn on your digital eye and you just start vomiting everywhere.
Just be like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd do it anyway. The body can adapt. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would do. That's what
just man up.
Just man up. You're fine. You're fine. So that's the video game I would go. That's the video game. That's what I would do first. I'd get a crap ton of augmentations. Don't know if I'd be able to afford it, but it doesn't matter. The question did not hinge on whether or not I could afford to do these things. It was just what I would do. All right. I'm looking for another question. Feel free to chime in if you got something good.
No, not really.
Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't know if I have a good answer to this one. But, okay, what is the most meaningful sentence you've read on a t-shirt? Wow. I know, it's hard.
I'm immediately thinking of shirts that I own. I don't know.
This is a tough question, isn't it?
I have a shirt that says "Let's have fun."
Wow, that's real meaningful.
It's an amazing shirt.
Yes.
Let's have fun.
Is that your answer?
I usually don't like people with writing on their t-shirts.
Yeah, me neither, actually. Yeah, I don't know either.
I'll go with "Let's have fun."
Let's have fun. I like that
That's
answer.
a good shirt.
I actually don't have an answer for this one because I honestly don't remember any t-shirt writings. And none of my t-shirts have writing on them because I'm not going to, like, write things on my t-shirt.
Yeah, I got this one at work. There's a company that provides like learning materials to us, and they gave us all shirts that say "Let's have fun."
What? That doesn't even make sense.
I don't know.
Let's have fun at work, everyone.
Well, like fun is spelled with math letters. There's like a sigma and a
How is that
function.
even more? How is that more fun?
I don't. It's like math is fun or something. I don't know.
Okay, I don't get that.
Yep.
But all right. We're moving.
Their marketing department just needs
Moving
to,
on from this weird ass. Their marketing department needs to get it together, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a really fun, weird question.
Okay, let's go for it.
So you have 3 items that you can bring to a deserted island.
Oh, I love this question.
But all 3 items have to rhyme. What do you bring? You can do the regular one, and then you can do the rhyme one if you want. Because I know you like the regular one.
A regular one. Can I bring like a radio?
Yeah, you can bring whatever you want. But they have to, rhyme, you know.
Does anything rhyme with radio?
Radio.
Radio.
Dadio.
That's not a word.
Radio. Snadio.
Cell phone. I'm not good at rhyming today.
Patio. No, that doesn't really rhyme.
You can't bring a patio.
Nothing rhymes with, I just googled what rhymes with radio, and everything's a near rhyme. Nothing's like a real rhyme.
Okay, so we're not.
So
bringing
you
a
got radio and 2 other fictional objects that rhyme with radio, like Badio and Spadio.
I will bring.
Yeah.
Food.
Food. Okay. I like that. What? What?
Food, dude, and
Nude.
nude. Food, dude, and nude. What else do you need? I'm all set.
That is the best answer, I think.
All your bases covered.
So, like, dude, food is obviously your food. Dude is like your friend, right?
And nude is.
I mean, I get what
so you
nude
can have a
is.
good time
It's to repopulate the deserted island
with dude.
with more dudes. And then it's like, I'm not going to even answer this question because I think
We answered it
I
together.
think that was beautiful. That was the most perfect response that you could come up with. Food, dude, and nude. Oh my god.
It's the perfect island
my
experience.
Oh my god. You'd have everything you need. Basically. Got everything you need. Oh my goodness. Alright, moving on to another random question. Do you want a serious one, a funny one, or like a regular kind of one?
Let's do just whatever the first one is.
I'll just find something and... Oh, here's a good one. Okay. What pisses you off way more than it should? Do you have any like really bad pet peeves that like kind of meaningless?
I'm sure I do. Give me a second. Do you have one?
I kind of do.
What is it?
I mean, my whole life like this. That, like, there's a lot of things
Your whole
that
life.
like make me mad that like are way too, like. Oh, I have a good one. When I'm walking down the street, if the person in front of me is walking slowly, I get like completely infuriated. Like, I cannot deal with people who walk slowly. Like, it's ridiculously annoying. I don't know why.
Is it because you don't like passing people?
No. Like, I can I'll pass people. It's most of the time when people are walking slowly and I like can't pass them. Like, there's not a way to get around.
And you're just
Yeah,
stuck.
like if I can pass them, I'm fine. But like a lot, I'll only notice it like if I'm stuck or like it's crowded and like there's no way to get around. You're just stuck walking like 2, inches per second or whatever. And
What if you need to get through a door and there's someone standing there
Oh my
talking
god,
to
that's
someone?
horrible.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
killer.
the worst.
And they
And
just
they're
look
like,
at you and
"Hey,
like
how's it
wink,
going?"
like, "Oh, I see that you need to get through this
Tough,
door."
man. I'm talking to my dude friend over here. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Oh yeah, that's
so
pretty
like
bad.
people in general, like doing stupid shit that like they should know better. They should have a little more.
People that are not
Yeah,
self-aware of
exactly.
their
That's
actions.
exactly what I'm saying. Like they should have more awareness of outside of what they're doing to other people. Like self awareness, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta say that's a really big pet peeve of mine too. I mean, not just the
Yeah, but
walking
the
thing,
self
but
awareness thing,
just
I think you nailed it on the head right there.
yeah, people who just do not know what's
Yeah,
happening
they
around
don't know
them.
that they're having an effect on other people, but they really should.
Yes, they're just
like,
living their
"Hey, I'm
lives.
here I go, and you're like, stop doing that.
You're
You're bad, you dude. You.
we are sharing this
Yeah.
existence, and you are negatively
Exactly.
affecting
Like, they
mine.
don't even know it. They're like, oh, great, whatever. So that's a pretty huge one for me, I think. I don't know.
I have
Yeah.
one. It's
What? You sound hesitant to share this one.
it is poorly managed restaurants.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like restaurants that or let me reword that. People that do not have pride in their restaurant.
Okay, so they're like just doing it to.
Yeah, they're just like they don't care about their restaurant enough to clean it or hire people that are good or
Yeah, they don't care about their restaurant, kind of.
yeah. And it's only restaurants. I don't care if it's like an electronics store or like a Walmart or
Right,
something.
I
I
feel
don't
like-
it's just restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like restaurants though are more personal, as a customer. Like when you're talking about an electronics store or Walmart or whatever, you kind of have the expectation that like you're doing most of the work. You're finding the items, you're bringing them over, and you're checking out. So like the like amount of failure they can do is really only at the checkout process basically.
Right.
So like if you have a bad experience there, like well it's only gonna last a couple of minutes, so it's not a big deal. Restaurant, like you're in you're under their command like the entire not under their command, but like they're affecting you like throughout the entire experience of sitting down, taking your order, bringing you drinks, bringing you food,
cooking your food, doing all that.
bring you the check. There's a lot of steps that they need to fulfill for you to be satisfied.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of like the dining experience. I think that's a very cool thing that we do. And
I do too. I love going out to eat.
yeah, I like going out to eat, and I like when people have restaurants that they like a whole lot, and there's like a lot of pride in their
and you can tell
establishment.
that they really love being part of the restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's a really good one because like I will get really frustrated at restaurants a lot of the times,
right.
and I guess I'll piggyback off that. Another one similar to that is like there might be like someone that like some people might be like having pride in having the restaurant, but there might be some people that work there that like just don't give a shit at all. You know what I mean? And
Right.
like I don't know if it's the fault of the person that doesn't care. I mean, it's obviously their fault, but I don't know if it's also the fault of the person that's owning it because they're not seeing that person like just not doing anything. I guess I don't know.
Or they just can't find someone else.
Yeah.
Or
I mean
maybe-
that always,
But still,
it sours the whole thing.
yes,
It's
it
like,
does.
oh, I want to love like this restaurant, and then, you don't. Like, there's a local restaurant. I'm not gonna name it, but like, I really like their food. I really like the atmosphere. Their downfall is like they're really big, right? They're one of the more popular places to go on like a Friday, Saturday night because they have a lot of food. They have a big food selection. It's a Mexican place. They
Oh, it
big
sounds
food
good.
selection, really great drink specials. So like the restaurant itself is really good, but their service is really, really hit or miss. Like it just depends on who you get as a server. Sometimes they'll be great, other times they'll be like awful, and I feel like there's just like no quality control as to like who they hire. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten a server that like was like one of the best I've ever had, and also I've gotten a server that was like literally the worst server I've ever gotten. Like he was like talking on like his phone like 90%.
You
like
can't
while
do
he
that.
was like we like were like we didn't get our food for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then when we finally like were done, he didn't give us the check for like another 15. Like it was awful. He was like talking to like on his phone. He was talking to like random people that were like his friends that were at the bar. It was awful. So that kind of stuff just pisses me off like a lot.
Yeah, and I don't want to like come off as us being like really picky people. Like I can totally understand someone having an off day. That's not really what we're talking about.
No, I get an off day too. Like I get the off day thing too. Like, and like this place, like I really like it, and I gave it a bunch more chances than I should have. I guess you could say. But like after the fourth or fifth time where I got like really bad service, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So it sucks because I like the restaurant. It's just services really bad. So what are you gonna do? So
those are pet peeves of mine.
They're really, I guess they're simple, but like at the same time, like I feel like those are very warranted. Like I don't know, people should expect more from themselves, I guess you could say.
Yes. have pride in what they're doing.
In what you're doing, and be aware of yourself and your surroundings.
Yes.
That's a big thing for me. Personal awareness, because I'm super aware of everything I do, like all the time.
I am. Yes, I would say that we're almost overly aware, and it's not a good thing.
Like I'm hyper aware. Like
yes.
I'm like, oh, am I affecting this person negatively? Do I need to change what I'm doing? I'm like that. I'm like paranoid aware almost. But then I see other people that are like the exact, like they are not aware in any capacity, like at all. They have no idea what's happening outside of like right in front of their nose.
Like they pretty much rely on aware people to
tell
survive.
Them that something is happening.
Yes.
Like, sir, you're in the way. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. Like, how can you not notice you're standing in the middle of the door? Like
this even like goes into driving a little bit. Like there are some people that, if other people were not good drivers, they would just die.
They would have like been dead already, Like they would be in a ditch somewhere,
Like they just merge
because they can. Like, well, it's time to merge. I'm not gonna look around or anything
in that lane,
but I'm gonna just assume the rest of the human race has got my back when they clearly, either they don't have their back or they're not. It just takes one other person that's not aware to have that situation come out really bad. So
yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I am afraid to drive because of those people.
Everywhere. They're awful. I mean, we could have a whole discussion on horrible driving stuff because driving is a very frustrating experience. But I don't want to get too deep into being annoyed with driving because everybody knows driving sucks. It's just people, man, it sucks. All right,
So that was a pretty good one. I feel like we let off some steam
a little bit. That was like
more
of a venting question. Like that was a
rant. a little therapy.
A rant question, bottled up ranting that we needed to do.
Yes.
Okay, this is a kind of an awkward, weird question. I don't know if you even have an answer for this one. What is your favorite show within a show? Or it could. I'm gonna like broaden it to like any like piece of entertainment that's inside another piece of entertainment. So it could be like a play within a play, a show within a show, book within a movie. I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head though. Do you have one in mind?
I'm reading the comments and there's some good ones. Yeah. This one's clever. It's too clever. It's Tool Time, which is obviously the show within Home Improvement. Yeah. That one's too clever though, because I feel like that's good. Like that's like the show, but also I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very meta. I can't believe Home Improvement was that. Wow, I never realized it was so meta of a show. Like it
was a good show.
Tim Allen and his neighbor and those kids that were like really famous in the 90s, remember? All his kids were in like a bunch of movies. Not his kids, but the people who played his kids were like really famous in the 90s. Do you remember that? What the hell were those names? What?
Mary-Kate and Ashley, I think.
No. That was
weren't they? I'm thinking of a different show. Well, no, that was a Full House. Yeah.
He had 3 boys. I'm trying to remember the name of some of them. Like their real name, not their... Oh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, he was the most famous one. Wow, he's 35 now. That's kind of crazy. Wow.
I can think of. There's a book within a book in The Man with the High Castle, but you don't really get to read any of it.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Dean Koontz, the horror author, has this book of counted sorrows that shows up in a lot of his books, that's kind of a neat concept.
That's cool.
I can't really think of any others off the top of my head.
I feel like there are some cool ones. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
In Star Trek, pretty much anything they do, like any sport they invent that is just like like Dabo.
I don't remember Dabo.
It's from Deep Space Nine. It's the gambling game that Quark plays.
Yes, I remember.
And it's like poker, and they like pretend to play it in a few episodes, and it's obvious they're just bullshitting.
They have no idea what they're
really
doing.
Hard. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just like shouting at a spinning wheel. Like anything in Star Trek like that is
just like
brilliant.
Those made up things. It kind of seems like they made them up like the day before they shot the episode.
Yeah, like the sports they play with just the random futuristic.
Yeah,
like,
and they never explain the rules
tools
at all because they don't have rules. They
just
kind of pretend that they do or whatever.
Yeah, all of those are good.
I feel like there's some really good ones that I'm just not thinking of.
Yeah.
Because I like kind of stuff like this, but I can't
too.
think of anything. Maybe we can come back to it.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'll go with
you're
Star
gonna
Trek.
go with the Star Trek thing. I feel like there's a lot out there that do this kind of like, oh, there's like a fictional thing inside the fictional thing, and it's like, they do it a lot with like books. Like there's a lot of fake books within within movies and stuff.
There's like a whole genre of comedy, like sketch comedy, is pretty much that.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, there's there was they have a bunch of like fake movies in Seinfeld, like that they always go see or whatever. And
I have a confession: I've never seen one.
Well,
episode
you
of Seinfeld.
should, because it's funny, but you don't have to see it to know this joke. Basically, like they go to the movies a lot, right? And they're not allowed to use real movie names. Well, sometimes they are, but most of the time they're not. So they just make up movie titles, right? Like the writers just make up movie titles, and most of the time it's just throwaway line like, "Oh, we're going to see whatever." But sometimes they like have like some of the plot play out in the episode. Like they'll have like one of the characters see the movie and then he like talks about the plot, and they'll never fill out the whole plot, but it's like some of them are like really really ridiculous or whatever. So like there's one that I remember very fondly, and the movie is called Channel, right? And it takes place in the Channel Tunnel that connects England with what does it connect England with? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's England with, I think, maybe hold on. Linking England and some part of France. So anyway, so it links part of England with part of France, and it's like an underwater tunnel, right, in like Europe, okay? And so the movie's called Channel, and it's like a political thriller where like people are trapped in the channel and they're like killing people or whatever, and like they have like really bits like and pieces of the movie that they like actually play, but it's like always out of focus and stuff, so you can only really pick up the lines that the characters are saying. But it always got me because it was like, it sounds like a real movie that would have been made in like the late 90s, like direct-to-video kind of thing. And I've always been like, I would watch that. I would watch that movie or whatever. So.
Channel, starring Bruce
right, exactly,
Willis.
or whatever. Like these days, it'd be starring like Daniel Craig or something like that. But like I always thought. So those are fun. Those movies. Anyway, so all right, let's move on to something else.
Yeah, these questions are fun.
They're good. Hum. Do you have anything good? Do you have?
I actually don't have. I don't know where you're getting.
Well, I'm
this
just
from.
pulling my ass. No, I'm not. I'm on Ask Reddit.
Okay, I can try to open it.
If you find something good. I'm in the depths though. I'm like on page 5 right now because that's where the best stuff is. Like the less people that answered it, the better. No, not really, but you know what I mean.
Out of the spotlight.
We'll just edit this empty part right out, right? You'll just be like,
we don't know how to edit though.
People will be like, why is there all this silence here?
Blue. Here we go. Okay. Who's your favorite lesser
I
known
just saw that
superhero?
one. My favorite lesser known superhero. I don't know.
Yeah, who's lesser
Like,
known according
the
to who?
problem with
Like,
this question is like I probably could have answered it like 10 years ago, but I feel like a lot of people know all the superheroes at this point. You know.
yeah, is Gambit
I
lesser
mean,
known?
10
He's
years
pretty
ago
cool.
he was, and 10 years ago I probably would have said, yeah, it's Gambit. But I feel like a lot of people know who Gambit is now because he was in a couple of movies, and I don't know.
Well, there's like a lot of Marvel movies. Everybody's really into that
Yeah,
stuff.
so I just don't know if I could think of like, oh, there's a lesser known super. You know, I don't know. What are people saying? Did you open it?
Oh, I didn't look.
Open it. I'll look for you because I'm that guy. I have like all these people that are there listening. I have no idea.
I'll say King Mob, maybe. That's from The Invisibles.
Universe Man is the size of an entire universe.
He sounds
Booster
awful.
Gold, which is an awful name for a superhero. That's a really weird name. Booster Gold is a real superhero name.
Boost your gold. It
Booster-
sounds like one of
Booster
those.
Gold.
Oh, I thought you said boost your gold. It sounds like one of those MMORPG like grinding services.
gold now.
He's like really good at
That's
online
a
games.
superpower.
That's a superpower.
He like stays at he's in like a South Korean cyber cafe all day.
He has like 100 monitors
Booster
and
Gold.
plays.
He wears those like Gunner Optics glasses.
Yes.
Oh my god! I just saw a picture
Oh,
of Booster
Gunners.
Gold, and he does look like he's wearing Gunner Optics. Booster Gold looks exactly how you'd think he looks. By the way, he looks kind of like the Flash, but like more more white guy-ish, I guess you could say. Like I know the Flash is white, but this guy looks more like.
He looks
You know
more.
what I mean? Like he looks like he just got off of like a yacht. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
He has like a Hawaiian
No,
shirt
but like
and
his,
like
his
short
hair
shorts.
is like blonde and it's like
yeah.
it's wavy, and his smile is like douchey, and I don't know. That's what I got.
What is your favorite free PC game?
Okay, there
Dota
are a
2.
couple.
Alright, that's
there
easy
are a
for
couple.
me.
It's not Dota 2 for me. Eat it. So there are a couple, and I'm going to go way back in time for this. So, Gunbound was one of them. Do you remember?
Yeah, Gunbound was good.
I loved that game. Played the shit out of it, and it was free, but you could spend money on
Yeah, it was
items. It was like
freemium.
one of the first freemium games too.
Yeah, that
It really
pioneered
did.
that genre.
Anyway, Gunbound was incredibly fun. I loved that game. And then my account got
Yeah.
hacked, and I didn't play anymore because someone stole all my cool items, which doesn't
that happened to everybody.
doesn't really matter because like it doesn't make you worse at the game. But like I was like annoyed, so I stopped playing.
It took a long time to
Yeah, it
grind
did.
those items.
Okay, another couple
So-
of them. I don't know if you can remember any of these. Do you remember Soldat? Did you ever play that game? Soldat.
I don't think I did.
It's a 2D like shooter game kind of thing, and I can't explain how it looks because you have to look it up. But it's like in 2D, and it's side scrolling, but like it's multiplayer. Like you're playing against other people. It's like a team. It's like a deathmatch kind of thing, right? But it's in 2D, so
Right.
you can only go left and right. And it's just super fucking fun. Like it's an amazing game. You can put a lot of bots in there, and they have like 20 to 30 different weapons, and all the weapons feel really fun to use. And the maps are like really not weirdly laid out, but their geometry is what you'd expect a 2D game to be, you know, like a Mario kind of thing, because like they can't do, you know, like they can't do as much as they could in 3D. So like the environments are much more like weird floating platforms and stuff. But it's a really, really fun game, and you could play it like locally, I think, with up to like 4 people and stuff. It's old though. It's like probably 2004 or something. Anyway,
It's not that
no,
old.
but like
I mean,
in the
maybe
in
it
the
is.
scheme
That's
of
over
things,
10 years
it's
old.
an
Wow.
older.
Yeah.
So that game's really fun. It was made by some like Russians or something, and it was like amazing. I remember playing with my brother for like a long time. Then another one I just thought of. I think I played this with you like 10 years ago. Do you remember Crimson Land?
Was that the zombie survival game that was top down?
I don't know if there were zombies. Yeah, I think there were zombies. And yeah, it was zombie survival, and it was
It was like spiders, too.
and it was local 2-player.
That game was
I don't
super
remember how
fun.
you
Yeah.
played local. I think maybe one person could use a controller and the other was like keyboard and mouse or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, that game was super fun. I remember playing the shit out of that game, and that was free. They had some awesome upgrades and stuff too. So, yeah, those are my 3. So you do remember Crimson Line, though, huh?
Yeah, I do.
So those are my 3. If I had to think about it, there's probably like ones that are probably better, but like those are. I have fond memories of playing those and not paying for them, so those will be my choices, I guess.
Was Team Fortress 2 free? That was pretty
It's
good
free
if
now.
it was free.
When it first came out,
It didn't
was
used to be,
$20,
if I remember. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you could say Team Fortress 2 is the best free game, but I played it basically when it was,
Yeah, when it came with Counter-Strike.
I played it when you had to pay money for it, so I wouldn't really consider it. Yeah, I don't know.
Some of these questions are so bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the internet, right?
Yeah.
You got to think about that.
Yes.
What was that?
That was not a text message.
Oh, this is a good question. I want to know the answer to this question.
What is it?
I don't do this, but people who use their phones while driving, what are they doing? Like, I've always wondered this myself. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Do you use your phone? Well, first of all, do you use your phone while you're driving?
I don't know if I should.
You should say it,
because I don't agree with this practice. But sometimes you really need to make a post in Mafia.
Oh my god!
Or you'll get
so
lynched.
Did you do that once or something?
I've done it.
Were you at a red light?
Yes. No.
So that's what you're doing. You're posting on forums.
I guarantee you, no one else does that. But
okay. Well, do you do that often though? Are you like always posting places?
No.
Okay, so this was like a one-time
No.
thing. So see, you're not
I
part of
generally
this. Like
don't.
this is people who use their phones while driving like all the time. You did it once, and I think we've all done something stupid on our phones while driving before. But I think this question is more of like people who are constantly using their phones while driving. What are you doing?
No. I was in the middle of typing a giant post on my phone, and I needed to finish it. So,
I understand.
So I did.
No, I understand.
But yeah, people shouldn't do that.
So
I don't know what
either.
they do.
So here's what I always wondered, and I had a conversation with my wife with this once, and she didn't know either. But like, maybe it's just a generational thing. But like, okay, so you're driving along the road, you look to your left, there's a guy on his phone, right? What do we all say he's doing? Like, oh, or there's a girl on her phone. What do we say they're doing? Oh, they're texting, right? Like, oh, they're texting somebody, right? That's what's like it's called, even though they're not necessarily doing that. But what I have to wonder is like, is someone out there getting that many text messages all the time that they have to be like, like head down in their phone like all the time while they're driving? Like,
the answer might depress you.
Maybe I just don't have that many friends, but like I receive texts daily, but I'm not like constantly like going back and forth with people,
Yeah, I mean, neither am I, but I do believe that's a majority of people. Either it might not be texting like iMessage texting, but like Facebook,
they're talking
social
to somebody.
media. Yeah, they're communicating with other humans.
Okay, maybe I'm just too introverted for that or something. Because like I communicate with people daily, but like I'm not in the midst of like a dozen conversations every time I'm driving.
Constantly.
So that like every like 5 seconds I look at my phone and type something out. Like I'll like maybe send a text to somebody like I'll get a couple texts a day and I'll respond to like 4 or 5 something like that. And then I might like social media like a couple times a day. But like the difference there is like none of these are in the air while I'm driving. And if they're in the air, like they'll be resolved by the time I'm like, after I get to my destination. Like I'm never at a point where I'm like, oh, I gotta send this text back to Clarence before I get to, where I'm going.
The gas station.
But like the weird thing that confuses me the most is like, let's say I did get a text from Clarence in the middle of driving. I don't know why his name's Clarence, but I would like to have a friend named Clarence.
Yeah, so would I. That would be awesome.
Anyway, so let's say I get a text message from Clarence, and I'm like, I really need to answer this. So I pick up my phone and I do it while I'm driving, which is, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but let's just say I do it, right? I text Clarence back, and then Clarence texts me back, right? Now, do you think like there's enough information being passed quickly enough to like have me on my phone constantly while I'm driving? Like, I don't think that's enough data for me to be continue to do. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
It makes sense, but
You see what I'm saying though? Like, so I text
I do
Clarence,
see
he
what you're
texts back,
saying.
but he's not going to text back immediately. It's going to take him a couple minutes. You know, in the meantime, while he's taking time, I can look back at the frickin' road and drive, you know? But what I see people do is they're not like texting and then looking up. They're like just like frickin' looking down for like 5 minutes. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you like, is Clarence that fast at texting you back? And
are your stocks like
I
actively
know, like,
plummeting?
are your stocks plummeting? Are you and Clarence talking what to sell and what to buy? Like there's a lot of activity there for that level of head down phone usage while driving. You know what I mean? And like I have activity
Yes.
on my phone, but not nearly enough to like, you know, constantly have to monitor it while I'm driving. I don't know. That's just a thing that's always bothered me. I've never understood it. So.
Yeah, it bothers me too, and I'm glad you don't understand it.
Maybe it's like I said, maybe it's a generational thing. Like
I think
maybe
it is.
people out there that are like, and I'm technically in the same generation, but maybe, you know, if I was a few years younger, I would have like all the people I know, we would just constantly send text messages to each other all the time, even though that would be very aggravating to me. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's how
Yes.
people do it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a mystery.
I mean, the other thing I could think of is like maybe people are looking at Facebook and looking at Reddit or whatever, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah. I think there's almost definitely multiple conversations and goings on happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're talking to Jim and Clarence and Betty
At the same time.
Yes, like maybe you posted a photo on Facebook
and they're all
Jim,
commenting
Clarence,
on
and
it?
Betty all liked your photo, and you have to go back and
Comment on. Okay.
acknowledge. And
I mean, why would you do that
Yes.
right before driving, though?
I don't know, you like can't delay.
Well, okay, like if you can't delay,
Uh,
if you know you're gonna do it while
I don't
driving,
know.
then save it for when you're done driving. I don't know.
I'm actually not
I
an
know.
authority
I
on
just,
this.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm just confused. at the
No, it's okay.
situation.
You're confused and angered, and it makes sense that you are, and it doesn't make sense that people do
think
that.
I've said this a few times. So I was born in 1988. I think you were as well.
Yes, so was I.
think I'm like the late 80s. If you're born in the late 80s, I think you're kind of at the cusp between the generation that like grew up with technology and the generation that like grew into it, kind of thing.
Right.
So like, because I remember a time before the internet. I don't remember it very fondly, but I don't remember very well, but I definitely do remember it. And I remember a time before smartphones, you know. But at the
Yes.
same time, like I grew up to like know those things very well. Like I'm capable at using them. You know what I mean?
I remember when getting a cell phone was a bad
Yeah,
thing.
no, I remember that too.
When you didn't want to have
Yeah,
a cell phone.
no, I remember that too, because
Because the only thing you
call.
could do is
right,
call
that,
your
I mean
mom.
that was the only reason you'd get it as like a teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh,
You didn't talk to your
No.
friends on your cell phone. Like
no,
that
you just didn't do that.
never
Yeah.
happened.
So it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, here's your cell phone. And I remember I got one when I was like 15 or 16 or something, and it was because I had a part-time job, and so my mom wanted
Right.
like me to have one in case, you know, something happened or whatever. You know what I mean? And these were like the
Yeah.
flip ones. These weren't like. But that being said, like I was in college when the smartphone came out, so it's not like I never was able to like I was able to adopt the new technology fine, but like I wasn't like
Yes.
in the generation that like it was just part of their life immediately, like, you know, right out of the gate. So maybe that's why I'm having trouble comprehending what people do on these devices, because I use my cell phone all the time, but I'm not like as, you know, maybe like growing up I didn't use it, so I don't know how this like kind of next mini generation of people, maybe they use it differently, if you know what I mean, because they grew up with it. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like, because they
Yes.
like, oh, they were in high school when they had a smartphone, and I wasn't. So maybe that's a big, like, you know, there's a, like, you communicate completely differently because you know, grew up with that. Whereas like when I was in high school, people communicated via like AIM or whatever, like instant messenger or whatever.
Yes.
That was the big thing. Like it was
Yes.
mostly like go home and like you'd talk to everyone you knew on instant messenger.
Yes.
So, well, it's interesting.
It is interesting.
That was an interesting question. That got into a lot of more things. Kind of, we got a little deep there. It's okay though.
I'm looking into. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of experience with that sort of thing. I've never had social media on a phone.
I mean, I do, but like I don't feel the urge to check it all the time. And even when I want to check it,
Yes.
I'm not like posting to it. I'll just browse it, So I don't really. I think maybe people are simultaneously browsing, but they're also like putting stuff out there all the time too. I think that's the big difference. Like they have the need to like. This is their primary way of talking to people. Like I'm going to post an update while I'm driving. You know what I mean, or whatever. Whereas like me, I'm not doing that. It's kind of a secondary channel for me. You know what I mean. Anyway, interesting stuff. Anyway, don't text and drive.
I'm reading more of these questions, and they're
okay. Here's
not
a weird
getting
one.
real good.
You're given $100. They specify USD, but I mean whatever. You're given $100 to buy a present for your enemy. What do you buy?
Okay.
Oh.
Probably. I don't know. Chocolate.
Why chocolate?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to get them something that lets them know they're your
give
enemy.
your enemy a nice gift. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you don't want them to know that they're your enemy, right? You have an upper hand if they don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I'd get them chocolate. Yes. And a nice card, maybe.
Well, so you're being very nice to your enemy. Are you trying to turn the enemy into a
Yeah.
friend kind of thing?
No, it's just I don't want to. Like, you don't really gain anything by getting your enemy something
That's
by
true.
wasting
That's
money
true.
on them. Yeah, just get them
I wonder
like
if you
some.
could keep the money. Just be like, fuck my enemy.
I would actually, if it were a time of year when I was receiving gifts, I don't really like chocolate, so I would probably give them some chocolate that I
like
got.
a re-gift kind of thing.
And keep
$100.
the money
See,
for
that's pretty
myself.
good.
Yeah, I would re-gift my
That's
enemy.
good. That's good.
Yeah, and even if they're my enemy, I don't want to make them feel shitty by like.
Sure,
getting
you
them a
do. They're your
stupid-
enemy.
I mean, but that doesn't accomplish
you're right,
anything,
you're right,
though. It's so much easier for everybody if you just get along or pretend to.
Pretend to is really what's happening.
Yes.
All right, let's do one more question. We need.
I guess I don't. What would you
I
get
get my
your
enemy?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like evil and be like, "Oh, I'd get them like I don't know,
Fruit flies."
Like you could be evil and get them like something that when they open, like something terrible will happen. But I think that's too that's too terrible. Like I don't hate anyone
like
that much.
you can't do that if
No,
you're an adult.
no,
like you can't.
I'd probably get them like something that I like don't want, like nobody really wants, but is like, oh thanks, Like there's no like $100 fruitcakes, but like that kind of gift.
I mean, if you have to spend $100, I would probably get like a type of alcohol that I knew they didn't like.
Yeah.
That
Like
would be a good
they
thing.
said to you like once, oh, I don't drink scotch, and you're like, all right, I'll give you some scotch.
Yeah, here's a nice bottle
But
of
then
scotch
they could
for
use
you.
that later for like when they have guests over or something.
But if you had
Sure,
to spend
sure,
$100, like
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'd get them like a gift. They're gonna be like, oh, thanks, I guess. But it's not like they're gonna hate me for it or anything.
right, they just won't feel anything.
They'll just be like, thanks, Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma. That's so bad.
That implies the grandma is.
That implies
mean
that
that.
grandma's
I
your
didn't mean
enemy.
I just meant like it's like a gift your grandmother would give you. You're like, oh, this isn't a good gift.
Yeah.
But they tried, kind of. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more question. We need a really good one though. So if you have a good one, oh man, we need a real like amazing question.
Okay, one
It
second.
needs to be like the best question.
The big finale. 1 second.
Finale question. Oh my god, this one's really dark, and I'm not using that.
Yeah, let's end on a light
This
note.
one's super dark.
I don't want
I'm
to.
gonna text you it later. It's so dark. Oh God.
I mean, some of these would kind of be funny to answer, like women of Reddit. What would surprise men about life as a woman?
I don't know. I'm not a woman. I'm sure there's a male version of that, right? Men have Reddit. What would surprise men or what would surprise women about life as a man?
There's not
No,
really
there's
anything
not.
surprising.
I think it's
about
been
being a man.
covered a lot.
Yeah. All right, I
right,
have
let's
an
do
okay
it.
one. It involves
Oh,
hipsters.
that's perfect. I love hipsters.
So you live in
I
Austin.
know a lot
You'll
about
have an
hipsters.
informed opinion about this. What has been ruined by attracting a large
that's
audience?
a good one. That's a really good one. Off the top of my head, that's really hard.
I can think of a couple
What
immediately
jumps
jump
to your
out at
mind?
me.
Because then I can get some traction on stuff.
Bacon.
Really? Why do you say that?
Bacon.
Because it's everywhere
Yeah,
now.
it's dumb. People have like bacon mugs and bacon shaving
You sound
cream.
very bitter about this.
I don't like it. I liked bacon.
I like
first,
bacon
not
before
cool.
it was cool. I do know what you mean, though. It's kind of everywhere. People are obsessed
Yeah,
with
I
bacon.
mean it's not even the best.
I mean,
kind of
bacon is
pork.
really good. Let's not.
Yeah, it's
but
great.
it's not. I feel like it's too good, or not. It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good enough to warrant all this celebration.
Yeah, there are better foods.
Did you say it's not even the best pork?
Yeah.
What is your?
Yeah.
What would you say is the best pork?
I don't know, like pork belly,
Oh
like
yeah,
not
I would have
smoked,
to agree with that.
or like pulled
Pork
pork,
bellies are
or
really good. Oh my god, pork bellies.
put some pork belly on the grill, crisp up the bottom, and
there's
put
a
like
place
some
here
maple on
that
it.
has tacos. That one of their tacos is called the Deli Belly, and it has pork belly, right? And it has
Right.
honey and pineapple, and it is
That
like
sounds
one of the
great.
most delicious things I've ever had.
I mean, bacon is pretty much smoked pork
Yeah.
belly.
I like pork belly's better though, and their
Pulled
pork
pork
belly is
is
like
good.
crispy in the bottom too. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
yeah,
how you
you're
do
right.
it.
Pork belly is really good. I mean, the reason bacon is so good, let's be honest, is because pork is so fucking good. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah,
bacon
pork
is
is
better
amazing.
than all the other pork stuff. Like pork is just generally
Yeah,
really
everything
delicious.
pork is
You
good.
know? So yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like
Zombies.
Zombies, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I used to really like zombies. Now I'm a little sick of zombies.
Yeah, I don't really care about zombies anymore. They're overdone. Like they're everywhere now. You know, every game, every movie, every book or whatever is all zombies,
Yeah.
and it's just like I'm tired of these damn zombies.
Yeah, when I was in high school, if you wanted to see a zombie movie, you had to watch a foreign film, like by an Italian director named Dario Argento.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to read like a really obscure
But
science
yeah,
fiction
now
book.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, now they're in everything, and I don't like The Walking Dead. I don't think it's a good TV
I've
show.
stuck with it, but it's gone really downhill.
I also don't like. Oh, I had another thing. I lost it. Do you have anything?
This is gonna sound weird because like a lot of the things that hipsters do like benefit me because of where I live. So that like a lot of the
Yes.
times it's like, oh, they discover some like new food or something, and it has positive effects because I never knew about it before or whatever. So I mean, a lot of the times
Right.
it's like, woo, yay. I mean, I like to make fun of hipsters. It's really fun, but like it's hard for me to think of like, oh, what have they ruined? Because most of the time, what I see where I live is like, oh, this thing is really popular because of hipsters now, and you know, if I like it, it's like, well, I'm glad that hipsters, you know, like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of good restaurants that hipsters
Yeah,
are
so it's
responsible
like
for. They
so it's
we
kind of
owe
like
them that.
it's hard for me to say like what have they ruined because there's so many like good things, but at the same time like there's definitely a lot of things that a lot of people have ruined. It's just hard for me to like think of what it was.
Pokemon.
You know, I don't know. Pokemon has always been bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's not bad.
I mean,
No,
it was.
I'm kidding.
It was
Pokemon has
exciting at
always
one
been
point.
good. I don't think it's been ruined by a lot of people liking it. I just think, I don't know. there's more people that like it now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Let's do another question. That wasn't.
Maybe
I'm
I
not
have.
satisfied.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I feel like. Or you look at another one. I'm gonna think.
Okay, think of something that's been ruined by becoming too popular.
You look at another question while I do that.
Okay.
It's been ruined. I feel like I had one and now I just forgot it again. We'll edit this part out too, right?
It's fine.
No. I was just trying to think. What, do you have something?
No.
Good.
What snack do you always buy at the store?
I don't really buy snacks. Sorry.
You
I mean,
don't?
I do. I buy chips and I buy Cheez-Its. I guess that's my answer. We're done with that question already.
pretzels
Good
are
work. You were like,
we
you
did
don't
it.
buy snacks? What?
Like half my pantry is probably snacks.
Oh, I got the perfect answer for what has been ruined by popularity. The internet.
What is it? Oh, my mind just
That's the best
exploded.
answer, right?
Holy
I
shit.
mean, right?
The internet used to be so good.
I know.
Like, young people don't even know how good the internet
No,
used
it's
to
like
be.
it was like the best thing.
It was the greatest
It was
thing
so
ever.
cool. I mean, now it's cool, but it's not. It's just like a thing. The internet now is like TV, you know? It's like broadcast television, you know?
Yes.
But the internet used to be really cool. Like the
Yes.
Wild West of cool, you know? You remember those days? The early internet days?
Only people with interesting things to say.
Because
posted
you
on the
had to,
internet.
like, figure out how to post stuff on the internet. So, like,
Right.
Joe Schmo with his like random thought about what he had for breakfast, like he's not going to put in the effort to like figure out how to make a website.
There's no way he can post on the internet.
He's not going to go through the effort to make a website. So the only people that are going to post about stuff or that are put content on the internet are stuff that are people that have enough passion for what they have to say that they're going to go through the trouble of it. You
Right.
know?
There was a huge barrier to entry for actually
huge.
posting your own content.
So you had to like
on
really
the
think
internet.
your content was good. So you're like, I'm really passionate about this. I'm posting it. And some people, you know, maybe their content wasn't good, but they were definitely passionate about it because they went through all the effort to do it. You know, so yeah, that's my.
Oh, that's such a good answer.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah,
That's great.
the early internet was amazing. You know, there's this website that archived like all of the old.
Oh
news
yeah, web
groups
rings.
and-
Remember those?
Yeah, web rings. You'd go to these You remember when people had homepages with like terrible GIFs and like bad CGI art,
and they would like,
and they wrote like stories,
and then they had
stuff?
like, do you remember they had like links, like I don't remember what they call them. Some people had like affiliates or links or whatever. Like they had all their friends like linked at the bottom of the page. Like here's the other sites that I really like, everyone, and that's how you found new web pages. You know what I mean?
If you were if you had a favorite website and you had your own website,
you would link
to
it.
people
and then
that you liked, and you
then
would
they
talk
would
to
link
them.
back if they liked you. Yeah. No.
Yes, there were these amazing
Yeah,
like
it was
networks
awesome.
of just crazy good content.
It was really fun. It was a cool community, and I feel like that's a lot of that's lost now because the internet is so popular that it got really, really commercialized. So like what you have on the internet now, you have like the 5 to 10 like really big sites that it revolves around, and then all the smaller stuff, while they're probably still out there somewhere, like you can't really, you know, find them, or people aren't bothering with that anymore, and you know, so it's bigger but smaller at the same time in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I had like a bunch of like I made a couple websites. I mean, you remember, you know, and I would, you know, I would like get other people to link with me, and we'd have this little community of like, you know, people who, you know, play video games, people who watch movies, people who read weird, you know, fiction stories or whatever. You know, there's all these cool communities out there on the internet. It was a fun time. And I don't think people will ever, like, people now that are, like, born after, like, 2000 something will never know what that was like.
Yeah,
because it was really fun. It was a lot of fun, you know. So, do you have any fond internet memories, early internet memories?
I remember the Anarchist's cookbook that was required to be on every website. Yeah, they posted
the whole thing online. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they had, it was one of the first, like, books online
by
like
the Jolly
but
Roger.
They like hot linked the chapters. I remember that. And, like, so that was one of, like, the first websites that, like, had a book that you could, like, click links in. I was like, whoa.
I remember when internet aliases were a big deal. Like, your name, it had to be super cool. Like, the guy who wrote the Anarchist Cookbook was the Jolly Roger.
You had to have, like, an avatar, and you had to have, like, a username and all that stuff. Yeah.
Your internet identity was in no way related to your real life identity. It was just this... It was like the superhero version of you, pretty much.
And you were anonymous, too. Mm-hmm. Whereas today, like, no one is anonymous on the internet anymore.
No, you would... Back then, you would never associate your real life with the internet.
You were a person on the internet, and you had all these internet friends, you know, and stuff.
Yeah. Totally separate from the real world.
Cool. Anyway, that's my answer for that, because I kind of miss those days of the early internet. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I miss just being able to browse random cool content that people spend a lot of time on.
You could find so much interesting content. The way you found content was completely different. You know, it wasn't like you had Google and Yahoo still, but those were for, like, oh, I want to look up the news, or I want to look up the answer to something.
Right.
Back then, to find, like, cool, interesting stuff that you not necessarily wanted to know, you were on random sites, and those sites linked to the sites. So, like, it was all word of mouth, basically. It was like a digital word of mouth kind of thing. So you'd find cool stuff by finding stuff that other people found. You know what I mean? Or, like, yeah,
and you could follow people's different projects because
or you'd,
if you're
like,
a fan
go
of
to
that
school
one
with someone
person,
and be like, here's a really cool website, and then you go to that website and be like, this is awesome, and then that website also these links to other websites, and you find all this other stuff. Whereas today, it's all like, you Google something, and it takes you to, like, one of, 10 different pages. It's like, you either get one of the news sites, you get Facebook, you get Google, you get, Twitter, Wikipedia. There's, like, 10 places to go for information, and that's it. And then the rest of the internet is, like, just, corporate websites. That's basically all the internet is right now. Where back then it was, like, all personal sites, and then there's, like, 2 really big websites, like Yahoo and Google. So, the internet. Anyway, I think that was a good final answer, don't you think?
Yeah, that's a good final answer. That's a good thing to wrap up on.
So, go to that Internet Archive site and look at some of those early pages, because it was an interesting place. It's
a different world. I don't think it'll be as appreciated.
No, I don't think so either.
But
it was really cool, though. It's an interesting time period. Yeah. So there you go. Well, that was good. I liked our answers. So
those were good answers.
We should wrap up.
All right. So this has been Doing It Live. I am Bat Snacks.
And thank you for listening. And we'll have episode 5 in a week or 2, or however long it takes us to make one. Signing off, guys.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Signing off.